and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Introducing Bluebell Pro, a dessert with up to 12 grams of protein and 110 calories or less per serving. Low fat, no added sugars, and gluten-free. Dig into a pint. It's more than just protein. It's Bluebell Pro. Good for you. Never tasted so good.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
This is Dr. Ann T. Newell, pastor of the Soul Harvest Apostolic Church at 135 North Main Street in Spring Lake, and you're listening to Wake Up.
Any views or opinions presented on this program are solely those of the host and do not necessarily represent those of the owners, management, staff, advertisers, or sponsors of this radio station. It is not our intent to make any defamatory statements or infringe upon the rights of any human being. Any such communication is contrary to our core values and beliefs as hosts of Heartbeat.
Sharing information and inspiration. You are listening to Heartbeat on WIDU, the We Do Network.
ATC Tower, this is Heartbeat Flight 2026. Permission to take off.
Permission granted. Heartbeat 2026. Take off.
Shh, shh.
Listening to Heartbeat.
You tune in to Heartbeat.
Heartbeat. Heartbeat.
Heartbeat. You're listening to Heartbeat.
Yeah.
We are ready. Hope that you are ready. Happy Friday. Wake Up continues on WIDU 1600 AM, WIDU 99.7 FM, Facebook Live, and YouTube. Welcome. Good morning. Do me a great favor. Be a blessing today. Like, share, and comment. In the midst of Heartbeat Radio Talk Show, we present to you Wake Up. And this is a call-in talk show. Yep, the gents allow you to call in today. Today will be an excellent day for you to call in at 910-483-6111. They have great topics of talk today, and they'll love to chat with you for a few. Let us enjoy Heartbeat of today. We got one out on assignment. He is missed, but he'll be back on next week. He sends his best. Bishop J.O. Gabo is missing in action today, but he'll be back on next week. But we got the best of the crew, the team, the two-man team tag duo. They're going to hold it down today and give us this wonderful presentation of Heartbeat Radio Talk Show. Let us say a hearty blessed good morning to Senior Pastor Ron Gabo, the coach of the crew, Minister Tony Billingsley. Welcome, gents. We're ready for you. It's on you. It's time now for Heartbeat Radio Talk Show.
Well, good morning, and thank you very much for that introduction. And it is, yes, another Friday, and we're here with the Heartbeat Radio Show. I'm Dr. Ron Godbolt.
And I'm Tony Billingsley.
And we're a two-man team today, and we're glad to be with you. Bishop is out on assignment, and we appreciate him and praying that he have safe travels home. At this, before we get started, let me remind you that we do have grief share at the church, 918 Person Street, One Church Covenant Fellowship, every Wednesday 10 to 11:30. Excuse me, 10 to 11:30. Of course, they're going to be in a little brief recess now. They just finished up a 13-week session. So if you're interested in getting in the next session, go ahead and call the church, get your name on the list, 910-323-8889. 910-323-8889 is a good program that's really helping people, giving them a chance to share and work through their griefs. Other people there that need that help, some return to get more support. So if you're interested, call the church, and there's a number you can dial for grief share, and someone will respond to your call. All right, Brother Tony, what's on your mind this morning?
Well, I tell you, we have several things we need to talk about today. We're going to talk about the move by the Department of Justice to overturn the sentences of some people who were convicted during the January 6th insurrection. We're going to look at our glorious president and his relationship with Jesus and religion. And we're also going to give you an update on how things are going in the Iranian war, conflict, military action, how you want to look at it.
Yeah. So this case is with the Trump pardon these people from January the 6th, the rioters. I think the last number was about 1,600 of them, and he's trying to get the last ones out now. I think is where the backlash is coming. He had already pardoned the great majority of them when he got in office on the 20th, 25. Is that what you're finding out there?
That's what we're finding out. As you said, between 1,500 and 1,600 individuals were released from prison. Their sentences were either commuted or they had an outright pardon. Now, some with the highest rates of sentencing, some 18 to 20-some years, Trump has now, his Department of Justice has now gone in to pardon those individuals, even though their sentences were commuted originally when he came back into office. Mm-hmm. They are now saying that they're going to overturn those decisions and pardon these individuals. And when we look at the previous criminal record of some of these individuals, it's kind of outstanding as to some of the things that they were already convicted of. One of the individuals who was a member of the Proud Boys organization was sentenced to 18 years, and now it looks like that sentence is going to be overturned, and he is going to be, his sentence was originally commuted, but now it's going to be a pardon.
Yeah. Now they said that one of the drawbacks right now is to get this pardon, they got to admit that they did this. But I don't,
what a pardon does, it exonerates the individual from any punishment,
right,
or future punishment regarding the crime that they committed. It does not take it off of their criminal record. But as far as punishment is concerned, and then not only it does that, it also reinstates any rights that they would have lost, such as the right to vote, and the right to purchase and bear arms.
Yeah.
When you get a presidential pardon.
Yeah.
So that's amazing to me. Individuals who were convicted by a court of law and a jury of their peers for sedition against the government, insurrection, and conspiracy can now be, that decision can be overturned by a so-called court of law, and we can go on just like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
You know, when we look at the evidence, the film and video footage of that particular incident, it appears that they were, first of all, they destroyed government property.
Definitely.
And then secondly, they also put people's lives in jeopardy. As a matter of fact,
including
I think,
the vice president.
including the vice president. And
at the time.
and members of Congress.
Yeah.
And so for them to be released and their sentences to be overturned, it makes me wonder about this system of justice that we have in America.
Yeah. You know, and what do you say to these people, the man that got trampled to death, the security guard they got
that had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say to these people? You know, never mind. You know, y'all be all right. You know, that's what I don't understand. And then the record also shows that some of these people that he released as soon as he got in term have done other criminal acts since then, and they got a list of them and things like having weapons they shouldn't have, and let me see, new crimes. They have faced criminal charges after their release, including cases involving firearms and alcohol-related driving incidents. These, you know, some of these same people are still committing crimes.
Yeah, and look what it does to our judicial and then our criminal justice system when these decisions are overturned. It sets precedents for other things to occur. Unfortunately, in our nation, this particular decision overturned federal court decisions. These people were convicted in federal courts and in courts in the District of Columbia,
right,
for these crimes that they committed. But there's, I guess, disagreement as to the optics of what they did. Like I say, when we look at the video footage and the film of this particular incident, and people are destroying property at the nation's capital, breaking down doors, smashing windows, climbing over places that would normally be restricted, and then going into the building and actually, to some extent, holding people captive,
right,
against their will. And then hearing some of the comments that they were making as to their intent, if they were able to get a hold of certain U.S. senators or certain U.S. congressmen, what they plan to do to those individuals. We need to re-examine ourselves and decide, are we going to live in a free democratic republic where all people's rights are considered, and then people's opinions? You know, America was founded on dissension. You know, they dissented from the British government because they didn't like being taxed without representation. They didn't like troops being placed on in their homes without their approval. So they dissented and decided that they would write a constitution, first write a Declaration of Independence from the nation of Great Britain, and then they wrote their own constitution when they established a nation that said that all men are created equal.
Yeah.
And now we're falling back on some of those things that our forefathers wrote.
That's it. And that costs, listen to this, Tony, $2.7 billion, they said. The total cost for the January 6, 2021 insurrection is estimated to be approximately $2.7 billion. This figure includes roughly $3 million in direct property damage to the U.S. Capitol. And then they had to do extensive security improvements, costs incurred by the federal agencies and the District of Columbia for police investigations,
yes.
And National Guard deployment. They sent National Guard right after that happened, of course, But then this other one is that the injuries and death. At least 174 police officers were assaulted, and the event led to multiple deaths, including both law enforcement and participants.
And look at the number of people we have locked up in federal prisons who have not committed any violent crimes at all. Some are in there just for transporting or being in possession of drugs or narcotics. And they'll be in there for a while. And none of their sentences have been commuted.
That's right.
We don't want to compare apples and oranges, but sometimes we have to. But I think it's almost a travesty of justice. And then in light of the political philosophies and opinions that some of these individuals have, Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and all those kinds of people who espouse the direct overthrow of our government by any means necessary. Now, these people have not gone away.
And then shortly after that incident, Congress passed a $500 million budget to cover National Guard costs to protect the Capitol following the attack. So they beefed up the security after the attack, $500 million into that project. And the other thing is, now some of these, I'll call it what they are, criminals, are filing to get their money paid back to them that they had paid fines. Now, what kind of situation is this? And if we don't pay attention to it, or somebody do something, they don't get it back.
Well, one article I was reading that the court is leaning in that direction, that they should be financially compensated for the time that they spent in being incarcerated, and possibly some of the monies that they spent defending themselves. Matter of fact, I think most of these people had public defense. In other words, the government probably paid for their defense, as opposed to them hiring private attorneys.
So, I don't know. You might want to call in and voice your opinion on this. We would
love to hear. Hear from you.
Because we
as
really
I say,
don't.
There's still seems to be disagreement as to whether or not this was an act of sedition and insurrection versus a public display of outrage and somebody just doing something. They, from everything I've read and looked at, their intent was to disrupt the legal process of installing the next elected president of the United States, and they were going to do that by any means that they felt necessary.
And and it's in record that Trump called the vice president and told him, "Don't you do that. If you do, I know I hired the wrong man to be my vice president." And basically, he doesn't have a right to not cast the vote that the congressman had put on record. Whatever states were won by President Biden versus whatever states were won by
his job
Trump.
at doing that particular proceeding was actually verification. The vice president's job was to verify the electoral votes of each state, and then after that was done, then they would declare the election officially closed, and that declare that the winner would be now be sworn in as president of the United States. So for them to tell him not to do his constitutionally sworn duty, I think is a travesty.
Yeah. And then if you hear, he wrote a book, and I heard this interview when he was talking about his book, to hear how he felt threatened, that his life was in danger, and the security had to try to sneak where they got him out the back door as these criminals are breaking in the front door or wherever. They got to find a way to get him out safely, and and President Trump sitting there doing nothing because of course he egged it on.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, at the trial of one of the Oath Keepers founders, Stuart Rose, and this is from NPR, prosecutors played a recording discussing additional violence after January 6th. We should have brought rifles, Rose said. We could have fixed it right then and there. I'd hang blanking Pelosi from the lamppost. Now, this is somebody that is claiming they want the best for our nation, and they make a statement
like that.
Like that.
It's a sad case that these people are going to walk away being said they were innocent, and with all the lives being lost, all the damage done, the security breaches, everything that they did was against the law. Yeah. And somebody said if that had been black people out there, it'd have been enough blood around there.
They still be cleaning up.
They'd be still cleaning it up.
Yeah, and that's according to NPR, an estimated 140 police officers were injured in the January 6th attack, including many who testified to lifelong physical and mental trauma from what they endured. And if I'm not mistaken, I know that there were one or two or possibly more of these individuals who committed suicide after experiencing that kind of trauma.
Yeah, and if you're a family that lost a loved one in that, how do you feel when you pick up the newspaper or you hear it on TV that these people that did that and your husband or your wife was killed, and that your son, your daughter, I mean, that there's no justice in that. And then we know if we, as a black people, did such a thing as this, we know there would be some penalties for what we did, without a doubt. So we're concerned about this kind of thing that are happening today in today's administration. I mean, it's you wanna love everybody and you want to say everything is doing better, but it's praying. Always been praying time, but like you said, it's really praying times now.
Absolutely, and we want to believe that everyone in this nation who faces any kind of situation with the court is going to get fair and equal treatment. But when we have people in the Department of Justice who can overturn the decision of federal courts just based on the whim of certain individuals, that scares me.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and give you a Did You Know and a health tip. This is Heartbeat.
This is Sarah Alford, and I am the pastor of Joy Fellowship Outreach Ministry, located at 18336 Highway 87 West, Tar Heel, North Carolina. And I am excited to be a part of Wake Up.
Apostle William T. Ford Sr., you're listening to Wake Up.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with mostly clear skies and temperatures very mild in the mid-60s. We'll see lots of sunshine by this afternoon. Highs will reach the upper 80s to around 90. A brief shower can't be ruled out earlier in the day. Then mostly clear skies overnight and through Saturday morning. Temperatures drop to the low to mid 60s. We're then mostly sunny and hot for our Saturday. Highs will reach the low to mid 90s. Cooler in the 70s Sunday with a cold front. I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the NCN Weather Center.
Tehran today declared the Strait of Hormuz fully open to ship traffic. A law enforcement source says they have canceled an Amber Alert for a 13-year-old girl in eastern North Carolina. Morehead City Police Department said this morning that Olivia Nicole Kimbrough had been found safe and is in police custody. One person has been arrested in the incident. An earthquake struck early this morning, 2.2 magnitude in the Triad area of North Carolina just south of Greensboro. A trucker was likely killed by a lightning strike in Wisconsin. 41-year-old Peter Gamoni of Pennsylvania was found unconscious in a convenience store parking lot. Pets are experiencing allergy discomfort like their owners, sometimes even more so. And veterinarians all across North Carolina are seeing an increase in seasonal allergies for pets. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
This is Apostle Norman Wilson Neal and Evangelist Carolyn Murphy of Word of Life Teaching and Deliverance Broadcast, and you are listening to Wake Up.
With a weak system moving through the area today, a brief shower can't be ruled out, and temperatures will just be slightly cooler but still quite warm across the area. And then we'll be hotter on Saturday ahead of our next cold front. Mostly clear this morning with temperatures mild in the mid-60s, then lots of sunshine by this afternoon. Highs reach the upper 80s to around 90. We'll start in the low to mid-60s on Saturday, then highs will be hotter, reaching the low to mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the NCN Weather Center.
NCN News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. Lawmakers are scheduled to be back in Raleigh in less than 1 week, but whether they'll actually begin their short session is still up in the air. Presenting the House budget nearly 1 year ago, House Speaker Destin Hall said,
"We continue to give that tax relief while also making sure we're investing in this state's most important asset, which we believe are its people."
A 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon is currently in effect. CBS's Charlie D'Agata is in Tel Aviv with more on the ceasefire.
This conflict has primarily been about Israel degrading and ultimately disarming Hezbollah. And the agreement that we've seen by U.S. State Department sources includes a clause that Lebanon will take meaningful steps to prevent Hezbollah from carrying out attacks against Israeli targets.
Pope Leo continues to speak out against war and for peace. More from CBS's Caitlin Huey-Byrne.
Traveling in Africa, the Pope denounced what he called the masters of war.
Woe to those who manipulate religion in the very name of God for their own military, economic, or political gain.
Drought conditions continue to increase in severity across North Carolina. 30 counties are now experiencing extreme drought. State Assistant Climatologist Corey Davis compares it to 2007.
We're looking at some reports earlier this week from Western North Carolina about folks in 2007 who really couldn't pull any more water from their wells. So in some cases, they were having to go down to the creek and get water from there, or they were having to purchase water from their local town or water supply.
The ongoing drought is forcing Iredell County officials to issue mandatory water restrictions. The lack of rain is affecting dozens of reservoirs in Duke Energy's lake system. Logan Stewart with Duke Energy tells Fox 46.
We've had below average rainfall since September 2025. The flow has decreased, and so the flow is well below normal.
You're listening to NCN News.
I'm Pastor Jerry D. Swinney from Bethel Christian Assembly at 1065 Progress Street here in the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And you're listening to Wake Up.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hoke, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
Bless the Lord. I'm Dr. Ann T. Newell, pastor of the Soul Harvest Apostolic Church, the church not just there in the community, but there for the community of Spring Lake, North Carolina. We're looking for more than a few good men and women to join the team. Iron sharpeneth iron. We may have what you need. You may have what we need. Catch the vision. Join the team. Join Wake Up.
MerleFest 2026, presented by Winter World, delivers music, moments, and memories each year. Hear Allison Krauss in Union Station featuring Jerry Douglas, Old Crow Medicine Show, Charles Wesley Godwin, Blackberry Smoke, Molly Tuttle, Railroad Earth, the infamous String Dusters, Joy Alida Coon, Maggie Rose, Sam Bush, Peter Rowan, Steep Canyon Rangers, the Costellos, the Creekers, and more. Join us April 23rd through 26th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. For the full lineup and tickets, visit merlefest.org.
This is Bishop Johnny Ray Jr. of the Churches of Worship Worldwide, Apostle J.A. McDonough, 2118 Owen Drive. And we are proud to be a part of the Wake Up. Come and join the team.
Hi, this is Chaplain John Staples from Warrior Family Ministry, and I'd like to welcome you to Wake Up at WIDU.
Hello, this is Dr. Smith, Warrior Family Chaplain Minister. You listen to WIDU, and this is Wake Up.
Hello, this is Chaplain Joyce James from Warrior Family Chaplain Ministries, and you're listening to Wake Up at WIDU 1600 AM.
Welcome back to the second half segment of Wake Up with Heartbeat Radio Talk Show. Yep, you still got time to call in at 910-483-6111. Let us continue to savor the moment, bask in the ambiance of true greatness with the true great man of valor, Senior Pastor Ron Garbo, and Coach Minister Tony Billingsley. Welcome back, gents. It's on you.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. We're glad to be back. I'm Dr. Ron Godbold.
And I'm Tony Billingsley, and we still believe you get out of it what you put into it, as Dr. John would say.
Amen. All right, we're going to give you a health tip, and then we're going to give you a did you know, so hopefully you're taking note here. Healthy skin. Our skin is the largest organ in your body. And hydrating foods and antioxidants found in berries, nuts, and green vegetables support skin elasticity, reduces inflammation, and protects against premature aging. I mean, you just can't get by these berry, nuts, and green vegetables.
No,
I mean, they do everything, don't they?
I bought a bag of walnuts at Sam's Club the other day, and they are delicious. And they're good for sprinkling instead of croutons. You can sprinkle them on your salad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. My health tip is a little bit personal on today, and I'm going to give the listening audience the signs of stroke.
Oh man!
Within the last 4 weeks, I've had 2 family members to experience mild strokes. And the signs of stroke, and it's an acronym. It's B FAST, capital B, capital E, capital FAST, and that stands for balance. Loss of balance, changes in your eyesight, face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time. And the reason they put time there is because time is of the essence.
Yeah.
If you see someone or around someone who's experiencing any of these symptoms, balance, sudden loss of balance or coordination, any changes in their vision, face drooping to one side, feeling numbness in their arms or hands, speech being slurred. Time is of the essence.
Yes.
Don't hesitate. call 911. And one of the cases, that's exactly what I did, called 911, and they were there within a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
And they took control of the situation, and unfortunately, because of their action at the time, it minimized the effects and results of the stroke in both cases. So that's my health tip for our listening audience on today.
Wow. Awesome. That is so needed. Did you know chickens can live without their heads for a surprisingly long time? One chicken lived for 18 months. His name was Mike, if you're wondering. Now,
say Mike lived.
Mike lived 18 months without his head.
Without his head.
I know, ain't that something?
Well,
I know chicken can live because we used to wring the chicken's neck, and when we kill chickens, and they'll run around that yard 5-10 minutes, without a head.
Without a head. Yeah, I've seen it in action myself. And it appears we have some folks in government running around without the heads.
Without the head.
Some of them been running for 20.
Yeah.
Did you know that the chainsaw was actually invented for childbirth?
Ooh.
It was invented and developed in Scotland to be used to assist in birth, childbirth, the chainsaw.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds rough. Mercy.
It was a surgical instrument.
Thank God they got something a little bit more better for you now.
Yeah.
I tell you. Thank God for laser and that kind of stuff, man.
Amen.
Okay, now we got. We're gonna try to hit two more topics, but at least that's the one we want to talk about. This war in Iran. It's something. I think that we're getting past conflict. We call it the war now. Look like everything I'm reading is saying war, and the updates on it. Anything happening right now, Tony, that you want to bring up?
Well, it looks like that Iran and Israel are going to meet, that they have decided to have a 10-day ceasefire. Lebanon. You know that Hezbollah is part of the Iranian group that's been attacking Israel, and they've been located in Lebanon. So now that they have decided to have a ceasefire truce that's going to last for at least 10 days, and during that 10-day period, they're supposed to, the government of Israel and Lebanon are supposed to meet. Also, regarding the same Iranian war or conflict that or operation that we're in, the Strait of Hormuz is now under U.S. naval blockade. The Iranians say that any ship is welcome to enter into the Strait of Hormuz or leave the Strait of Hormuz, but the U.S. naval blockade says that nobody is going to come through there unless they authorize it.
Wow.
So.
And so that's affecting our oil still, right?
Still affecting our oil. It's gotten to the point now that many of the European nations that depend on oil coming from that area of the Middle East and through the Strait of Hormuz are starting to become concerned because they're not getting the oil that they need, and they're starting to see the supplies diminish, and they're starting to see prices go up in Asia and in Europe.
Yeah.
So this particular conflict that we are in is having long-lasting effects on our nation. I traveled to Rockingham on yesterday, and I saw gas prices as high as $4 $3.89, and then I saw one that was $4.99.
Yeah, and that's regular.
Regular gas.
Yeah, that's regular.
That wasn't
yeah.
diesel. Diesel is $5 to $7.
Yeah, I paid right at $5 for a high test premium in the last week or so. So it's not getting better right now, but we're prayerful that they'll come to some peaceful solutions and work out this situation so that we can get back to some normalcy.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that President Trump he welcomed the announcement that Iran will allow all ships to transverse the Strait of Hormuz during this ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel, but says the U.S. military is still going to blockade Iranian ships or Iranian ports or vessels which try to leave the Strait of Hormuz. So if there's an Iranian vessel that's going to transport oil to some place, then evidently the naval blockade is there to prevent that. But any other nation that decides that they want to transport through there, the U.S. is
they're going to
let them come through.
But
so it's a selective blockade.
Yeah, it's selective. Yeah. And what about if Iran tries to send us oil? Are we getting any oil from Iran?
Currently, we're not getting any oil from Iran that I'm aware of. Most of our oil is coming from the reserves that we've stored up.
Okay.
And within the last few weeks, we've made arrangements to have oil transported from Venezuela. They're trying to open several refineries in Venezuela, but crude oil is being transported from Venezuela to refineries in America.
Yeah, I know. And Alaskan pipeline, I've talked to somebody who worked with me, and they were saying their husband worked with the Alaskan pipeline on getting that oil from Alaska.
Yeah. See, we get distracted by several things. A couple of sources that I looked at, people don't realize that there is a blockade of oil going into Cuba. The Cuban people are complaining that they have had power outages. They can only have their power on for certain times of the day, which probably maybe a couple hours in the morning and a couple of hours in the evening in a 24-hour period. And ships that are trying to bring petroleum and oil into Cuba are being turned away by U.S. naval vessels from a couple of reports that I looked at. But you don't know because there's nothing official being said about it by our government.
Yeah, we kind of hold back what we want to hold back from us, and you be kind of trying to figure it out. But if we don't think we're being affected by this, as you say, next time you go to the gas pump, look at it. Look at that price.
Look at the price. We're going to have a utility hike here in the Cumberland County and state of North Carolina, effective in May. I think that Duke Power is being allowed to increase the amount that you and I are going to pay for energy. So we're going to see an increase in our PWC bill sometime in May. And so you go to the grocery store, because remember, all of our goods that we receive, especially produce, is transported, the majority of it, by trucks.
Yeah.
In America, when you see those Walmart trucks and Food Line trucks and Harris Teeter trucks rolling, the refrigerated trucks that's diesel gas.
That's it.
If it comes on a train, that train runs by diesel fuel.
Yeah.
Then I don't think they have any coal locomotives. I haven't seen any.
No, they don't do that coal thing no
No.
more. And like you say, not only that, but all the other things that the oil is made, the plastic and stuff that comes out of oil that they make, that we don't think
about.
That comes out of the oil supply.
Yeah, and that might be something we might need to do a show. And I was looking at something the other day about this biological footprint.
Okay.
About plastics.
Yeah.
We're being told that these things, when they go to these landfills, are either being recycled into new items or that they are biodegradable. 80 to 85% of what we think is recyclable is not recyclable.
Oh.
And it's sitting in the landfill, and it'll be 200 years probably before it ever degrades at all.
Wow.
So we'd be almost better off, and I think Dr. Godbout, John mentioned this about just using regular dishes.
Yeah, washing that.
Your wood dish or your ceramic or a dish, use that, wash it, put it in the cabinet, and use it again the next time. But there's so many disposable things that, as you say, many of those products are, including clothing, are made from petroleum products. That polyester you wear,
come from
petroleum products.
And people don't realize that all that involves. And if we, and I know this is another topic we probably need to get to one day. If we would go on with electric cars, like we probably could if we went ahead and put our efforts in it and didn't let the oil people block everything, then we could have more oil to do these other things with. But that's another story about that money that's being made.
Well, many things in our society is already doing that. Many of the products that you and I use, our cell phones, as an example, the smart TV that you watch every night to see the 6 o'clock news. These things, so we got to be aware of what's going on. And now with artificial intelligence, matter of fact, we're right now considering the possibility of having a data center in Fayetteville, Cumberland County. Our city council and I think our county commissioners are reviewing that possibility. Now, there are many pros and many cons regarding having a data center in your community. We're seeing some good things and we're seeing some bad things. It does create jobs, and it creates an enormous amount of revenue for municipalities and governments when these data centers come in. But there's some things that really affects the environment and the amount of energy that these artificial intelligence data centers use. And I think there are 4 or maybe 5 in Wake County alone, right here in North Carolina. So some communities already have the experience. I hope we here learn from the experiences of other communities before we make a final decision as to whether or not we're going to have
make sure we understand all the pros and cons
of having a
and weigh it out.
Data center.
I know we got to go, but this thing, Trump.
We got to talk about it, sir.
It's saying Trump is so-called Jesus. And I see that this image that he had, AI, that he's been taking it down because so many people have protests against it, that he's pulling down some of his pictures that he had put out at first.
Well, he took the first image down, which was an image of him dressed in robes or garments, looking like a divine figure.
Yeah.
That he claimed he was portraying a doctor, and that he was helping people. And he went on to say how many people he's helped with various things. Well, after the backlash, he took that particular image down, but there is now another image of him that is surfaced with Jesus standing behind him with his arm on Mr. Trump, indicating that Jesus really likes and loves, which he does. He absolutely does love. He died for Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
But I don't think this particular portrayal of him.
It's not funny, basically.
It's not funny. And then several religious leaders, including the Pope, made mention of it. So I kind of this rift between the Pope and Donald Trump is very interesting.
Oh yeah,
we might need to talk about that.
Yeah.
On a later show.
Yeah.
But for him to say that the Pope, who is an American citizen, is too liberal on crime and violence, and then several other things that he said or indicated about the Pope is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an ongoing thing. But for a leader of a nation to start intermingling politics and religion, that becomes dangerous. You know, our Constitution clearly defines a separation between the church and the state. We know that there has to be some harmonious interaction between government and religion.
Yeah.
But they still should remain separate. But for him to say the things that he says, because he's the chief leader of a free nation.
Yeah.
So what he says, people take into account.
Yeah.
And many people follow him. You know, 70 to 80 million people voted for him.
Yeah.
Voted him during the last election.
Yeah. And you know, and it's a shame that you know, as sacred as Jesus is, and we know from Bible, that's something you don't play with. Try to make yourself as Jesus or God, and you know, and make pictures of yourself as if you God. That's a dangerous area to walk in.
That's a dangerous area to walk in. I think from my recollection that there is an individual in Scripture who walked around for 7 years eating grass like an animal.
Yeah, because he thought he was
had
a
hair
God.
like feathers because he declared himself to be God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But finally he realized.
Yeah. The one true God.
The one true God.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when he got back on that kingdom, he said, "The kingdom is the Lord.
The kingdom is the Lord's.
The people are the Lord.
are the Lord's.
Everything is the Lord.
Everything is the Lord's.
Yeah.
God is God.
That's right.
Amen.
All right, our time is come and
gone.
You didn't call us, but call us next time. We'll be here next Friday. So call us. And remember, the only thing that evil needs to triumph is for good men to do nothing.